Something satisfying happens when a team lead finds an AI tool that saves their department 4 hours a week. They sign up, they expense it, it works. No one questions it. And that moment, that quiet, productive, completely reasonable moment, is where budget confusion starts inside most companies. Not with a big AI strategy, not with a failed pilot, with a $19 monthly subscription that nobody told finance about. Before we get into this, a quick note. What you are seeing right now is an AI clone. This is intentional. My name is Ronald and I run an AI automation company. We build voice agents and automation systems for businesses. AI is not a topic I cover from the outside. It is what we do every single day. And this channel exists because the real problems companies face with AI are almost never the ones getting attention. If that is the kind of analysis you value, calm, grounded, no hype, subscribe. This is the place for it. Let us talk about why your AI spending is probably already out of control and why the people responsible for your budget might be the last to know. Here's what typically happens. Marketing signs up for an AI writing assistant, 12 seats, billed monthly to a team credit card. 2 months later, customer support starts using a different AI tool for ticket summaries. Their manager approves it through a department budget. Meanwhile, the product team is running experiments with yet another platform. They expensed it under research and development. 3 tools, 3 departments, 3 separate budget lines, 0 coordination. Now, none of these decisions are wrong on their own. Each one makes sense in isolation. Each one was probably approved by someone with authority. But nobody is looking at the full picture. And this is the part that gets missed. The budget confusion is not caused by overspending. It is caused by invisible overlap. That writing assistant marketing is paying for, the product team's tool does the same thing. Customer support summarizer? Marketing's tool has that feature built in, but no one compared them, because no one knew the others existed. If you're finding this useful, a quick like helps more people find this kind of content. Now, here is where it gets worse. When finance finally does a quarterly review, they see 3 separate line items from 3 different vendors. The amounts are small enough that none of them trigger a flag. 19 here, 49 there, maybe 120 for the bigger platform. Individually, these are rounding errors. But multiply that across 8, 10, 15 departments, and you are looking at a significant unplanned cost. Not because anyone was careless, but because the purchasing pattern for AI tools does not look like traditional software procurement. Traditional software gets purchased top-down. Someone evaluates it. IT reviews it. Finance approves the contract. AI tools get adopted bottom-up. Someone finds something useful, they sign up, it works. They tell a colleague, that colleague signs up too, sometimes on a completely different plan. And because these tools are cheap per seat, they fly under every approval threshold in the company. This is the quiet part. The part no one is talking about. Your company does not have an AI spending problem, it has an AI visibility problem. Nobody knows what is being used. Nobody knows by whom. And nobody knows how much it all adds up to. I see this constantly in the work we do with businesses. We walk into companies that tell us they are just getting started with AI. Then we look at their actual tool usage and find 9, sometimes 12 different AI subscriptions already running. Exposed payment details on shared accounts. Overlapping functionality everywhere. And not a single person with a complete view of what is happening. The instinct when companies discover this is to crack down, lock everything, require approval for every tool. But that creates a different problem. The reason people adopted these tools in the first place is because they work. They genuinely make people more productive. If you shut that down overnight, you do not just lose the tools, you lose the momentum. You lose the goodwill of the people who were actually trying to move faster. So now you have a tension. Control the budget, and you slow down adoption. Allow free adoption, and you lose control of the budget. Most companies bounce between these two extremes. Neither one works. The ones that handle it well do something different. They do not start with a policy, they start with a map. Before you can govern AI spending, you need to know what already exists, not what was approved, what is actually being used, which tools, which teams, which overlaps. That map usually reveals something surprising. You are not spending too little or too much. You are spending the right amount in the wrong places. Consolidation alone often saves 20 to 30% without removing a single capability. But this requires someone to own the view. Not IT alone, not finance alone, someone who understands both the technology and the business context. And this is where I think the real shift is happening. The companies that are going to manage AI well are not the ones with the biggest budgets. They are the ones who build internal visibility before they build internal strategy. Because strategy without visibility is just guessing with a spreadsheet. Think about what happened with cloud computing 10 years ago. The same pattern played out. Departments started buying cloud services independently. Shadow IT exploded, costs spiraled, and eventually, companies had to build cloud governance from scratch after the mess had already been made. We are watching the exact same cycle repeat with AI, except faster. Because AI tools are cheaper to adopt, easier to find, and more immediately useful than cloud services ever were in the early days. The window to get ahead of this is right now. Not after the next budget review. Not after someone in finance raises a red flag. Now, while the subscriptions are still small, while the overlap is still manageable, while the teams using these tools are still excited instead of entrenched. Because once a department has built a workflow around a tool, try taking it away. That is not a budget conversation anymore. That is a change management crisis. The quiet way AI creates budget confusion is not dramatic. No one makes a bad decision. No one wastes money on purpose. It is just dozens of small, smart, independent choices that collectively create a mess nobody can see. And the longer you wait to look, the harder it gets to clean up. So, here is my question for you. Does your company actually know how many AI tools are being paid for right now? Not approved, not planned, actually paid for, today, across every department. Drop your honest answer in the comments. I think the responses might surprise all of us. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.